S2.EP19.
To the telly and you getting popped off. I can't stop thinking of the things you do. When you're freaking me and I'm freaking you. I said the ice on my neck make the shorty stare. Baby, let me fly you in my lair. Stop, slow down, baby. If you hear this in the club, shake and go down, baby.
And here I am with Whoo Kid. Hello.
Hey.
How you doing, man? Welcome to London town.
Cup of tea, what's up?
Nice cup of tea, fish and chips.
Wow, you know,
Nice.
trying not to be a wanker in this interview. Just keep it moving.
Okay. Well, your real name's actually Eves, though, isn't it?
Wow. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Really?
My mother doesn't even call me Eves anymore.
Really?
Yeah, everybody calls me Whoo Kid. Everybody.
Even your mama. Whoo Kid, can you do the cleaning up, please?
My father, mother, family, everybody calls me Whoo Kid. I haven't been called Eves maybe like 9 years. And if
Really?
you say Eves, I wouldn't even turn around. I'd be
Really?
like,
So where did the name come from?
where the Whoo Kid name? It's a terrible story. It's when my mother used to take a dump, my father used to be like, "Hoo-wee."
Really?
Yeah, from the aroma. So
when your mum was on the loo, your dad used to make a fuss that it smelled so much and said woo.
yeah, he's like, "Hoo-wee." So I heard it like all my life when I was a child. But, you know, of course, my
Yeah.
mother took a lot of dumps, so it became so repetitive where I took the hoo-wee to high school.
Okay.
And then the kids in my high school, like if you had like big boobs, I'd be like hoo-wee, or if somebody got beat up, I'd be like hoo-wee. So the kids there called me the Whoo Kid.
Ah, okay.
So when I became a DJ, I just put the DJ in the front because I didn't want to have like a corny name like Scratchmaster X,
Yeah.
or corny names that's out there. So Whoo Kid is a name that it's stupid, but you'll remember it eventually, the whole world. And then my chant, which is very easy. I don't like talking a lot on my mixtape, so the Whoo Kid is very easy. So that's from my Haitian father, who's Caribbean, and thank God my mother took some horrible dumps, so there wouldn't be no Whoo Kid today.
Bless you, Mama Woo. So you're kind of the guy that makes a lot of stuff happen. Kind of industry guy, know a lot of people. The last thing you got together was Drake and J. Cole, right?
Yeah, well, I'm like the liaison of hip hop. Like, people come on my show and they always shout out who they want to work with. Recently, Tiny Temple called my show and he wants to work with Drake. So
how's that coming along?
it's all about manager calling manager, record versus record, popularity versus popularity, and of course Tiny Temple has huge popularity, so Drake would have to be a pure idiot not to do it. But other than that, usually it's by people work with each other because they from the vibes and how people are cool.
Are you honest with G-Unit then? Does 50 Cent ever come to you and play you something and you're like, actually, I don't really like that?
I mean, yeah, I've told him, but I've told him in a cool way. I don't want to get punched, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, well,
I don't know.
nah, but dealing with 50, it doesn't happen often where it's a horrible record. Usually, if he's experimenting, then we'll figure out. I don't know about this experiment, but
experimenting.
Make the shorty stare. Baby, let me fly you in my lair. Stop, slow down, baby. If you hear this in the club, shake and go down, baby. It's past my curfew, but parole, I don't know. If you tear up the club, don't call my PI.
Like he'll experiment on some records, and then we'd be like, I don't know, but usually songs on his lane always be hot, and then usually he'll have like 20, 30 hot records, and then we're just like, it's hard to choose or hard to figure out and stuff like that.
Because I know you managed to engineer a collab with him and a posthumous Michael Jackson.
Huh?
Because I know you managed to engineer a collaboration with him and a dead Michael Jackson.
Yeah, because I was stuck in Bahrain at the time, and he was doing Home of the Brave in Morocco. So Bahrain and Morocco, we were both in the same time zone, and I knew that I met Michael Jackson on some random situation. It wasn't even scheduled, and then if I didn't lose my passport, I wouldn't have never met Michael Jackson. And then I hung out with him for like a couple hours. Went to the mall, and and I was like, yo, let me just get on the horn and call 50 and get him pissed off, because he's never met Michael Jackson. So I called him and I was like, I met your long lost brother, because they both had the same last name, Jackson. So he was like, what are you talking about? Because I stopped him on his set, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna put him on the phone. And I put them both on the phone, and then they started talking, yapping, laughing, and then Michael Jackson gave me back the phone, so I got back on, and 50 was like, "Fuck you," and hanged up.
Oh, niggas, hey, what this is?
One shot, one kill, what's the deal?
We miss you, Yayo. 4 days of hell, we need you back. Yayo, where are you? You're in Amsterdam smoking your life away.
Have you been kidnapped in your
I
time?
got kidnapped before, but it was like they thought that it was Clue,
Oh.
and then they thought DJ Whoo Kid was Clue too. So I went through this quick kidnapping, but they let me go after because they figured out that I had nothing to do. Like they knew that I was like a thirsty guy trying to get put on.
Yeah.
And all I gotta say is whoever did it is no longer alive. That's all I gotta say.
Really? What did they actually? What did the kidnapping involve?
It was from a Jay-Z beef that occurred. That one artist didn't like the fact that Jay-Z wasn't coming back at the artist, so they called good old Whoo Kid to release the record.
Trusty.
I didn't know that this artist called like 20 other DJs to play the record, but none of them wanted to play it because it was a very graphic, horrible record. Dissing this artist that that allegedly kidnapped me, who's no longer alive.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy. Like even back then when I thought I wasn't doing anything, I was causing like havoc. I leaked the record. It was a nightmare, and then they tricked me into meeting them, thinking I was meeting Funkmaster Flex for a club gig. And the van was hooked up. It had rims and everything, so I assumed Funkmaster Flex was in the car. And then when I got there, and then there was like Spanish people everywhere. I was like, I didn't know Flex hang with Puerto Ricans. So I was like, So then, that's why a lot of rumors has it that supposedly Fat Joe had nothing to do with it. He was somewhere eating a burger or whatever. But all I know
is chilling out, man, when all this is going on. I was getting kidnapped, Fat Joe's and McDonald's, whatever.
No, it's such a funny story because the reason that it went that far is because I got on the phone with this certain individual, and I thought he was a promoter. And usually, like back in those days, the promoter told me, I was getting like $300 to do a gig. Yeah. But this one promoter's like, we'll pay you $1,000. So when I got to Harlem, I went to the payphone, put a quarter in. It was so old school. Yeah. Put a quarter in, called the promoter. I was like, what the fuck, man? You better hurry the fuck up and get over here. I'm here. You ain't here in front of Apollo. I had to meet him in front of Apollo. Yeah. So this individual was like, yo, this guy Whoo Kid is gangster. Let's get the guns out. Let's get everybody there. So they all, like, once I saw the kid I'll never forget, he had like some 2000 Mercedes Benz with rims and everything. So I was like, who the dude had, I told him don't call my manager because I didn't want my manager to know that I was getting $1,000.
Oh yeah.
So it was like
sly, one of those sly ones.
It was one of those like you get what you deserve. Like if I had told my manager, he would have been like, I don't know. But I was a loser at that time. I was DJ Zero. I was just coming up, getting my shit straight. And then respect for the kidnapper, he automatically assumed that I was a DJ trying to get put on. And then he looked outside because it was the van was tinted, so my car was like a Honda Accord with the lights that came up. Yeah. Like who the hell has that anymore?
Retro.
Like the whack joint. So, and then the only fucked up situation in the whole thing is because when I tried to back up, it was like Uzis and everything everywhere. So when I closed my eyes and I opened them, I was in the van like in 2 seconds. This is a stupid story, right? So I'm I have my coat on, so I tried to get up because after a while he was like, yo, don't worry about it. This was all a misunderstanding. So he told all the Spanish guys to get out the van because they were all screaming Spanish. I was like, yo, I'm gonna die for a mixtape. Are you serious? Like, what the fuck is going on here? So the respectful artist is like, yo, this is bullshit. And he obviously don't know. So when I got up, I had the mixtape in my coat. Yeah. The one that I'm getting in trouble for. And it was a tape back then. It was the CDs. Yeah, so when they fell out my coat, it was clunky. The tape came out. The cover went down. He saw the cover. Killer. He was like, ah! Because he couldn't believe that, like I leaked that record because all the other DJs did it.
Salt in the wound, man, as well. I want to pull out.
So this so-called artist, after that situation, he was like, you're gonna go on your next mixtape, you're gonna say fuck Jay-Z, fuck this guy. And I was like, I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I'll say whatever you want. So I was like, get the fuck out of this car. So I got the fuck out the car. And then I think like 2 weeks later, a certain big executive called me. He was like, yo, you don't have to do that. We we fixed the situation. You know how they say when you have beef records, it brings the value down on both sides, unless it's like historical beef. Like Nas and Jay-Z is like historical beef. They both benefited. Everybody was happy. Everybody made money. But this certain individual, if he did this beef with Jay-Z, both of them would look stupid.
Okay.
So the labels was like, we'd rather it not go down. Who cares? You just cause enough trouble as it is. Blah blah blah.
But would you say that politics still affects the hip hop game a lot today?
Yeah, it does, because all the top rappers, they run radio. I'm not gonna say no names because I don't want to be politically banned. But all the top rappers run radio. They pay for radio. They run all the FM channels. I mean, what can you do? And then the South actually learned from this, and that's why the South is so big. They have more radio stations in their region, so all they gotta do is control them by paying them. And they kind of systematically blocked out East and West Coast by them controlling radio. So if you go down South, all you hear is like T.I., Jeezy, Lil Wayne, like constantly all day, where the Nas's, the DMX's, you're not gonna hear that. Because they already pay radio, they already control it. You know what I'm saying? So everything in America is politically controlled. Like, you don't have to have the ultimate biggest record, just to really make it big. But people like Jay-Z or Kanye, like they've learned to assimilate to them down south. Like, they do records with them, they meet up with them, they have relationships, so they still get spins and they still are part of the control. So, but definitely political control. I mean, you got guys like 50 Cent who will have like a big record, but he's politically controlled by haters, or then you got the MTV, TV shows and everything. Like, everything is like all controlled by one set system. I'm not here to talk about that because I love my job and I love how much money I make every week.
I hate sleeping for 10 minutes.
Let's talk about the UK scene. You just did the US-UK invasion.
Yeah.
You spoke to Tiny, Gigs, Skepta. What do you think about what's happening here at the moment?
I mean, I've been coming here for years, and then I finally just got my one-on-one like of the UK scene. Maybe like a year and a half, where I'm starting to get into it. Before, all I had was like Dizzy Rascal, I had a couple other cats that I used to tune into, but me coming back and forth, DJing clubs out here, people always tell me who or what you need to play that will rock the, and I see it, by experience. A lot of DJs in America can't get that experience, or they can't even understand the music because they're not here to see the reaction from the crowds. All they think is like, they got a UK accent, they're speaking British, what the fuck is going on, blah, blah, blah. But I see the reaction, and then when you see that, you mentally understand, it's a big deal. And then I passed the British accents and started listening to their vocals and their verses. So now I really am starting to understand. So I'm still in my one-on-one stage, but Tiny Tempa is like, his flow is like a type of flow that Americans can fuck with, because he's kind of like smooth and with a swag, and then Gigs, I just the reputation of him with being hard and going in like killing, and like he has like this crazy like energy that like it reminds me of like 50, like when he used to come out, everybody was scared of Fifth, and like so, and then I'm starting to hear his verses too. So it's like a lot of Americans, they just need to fucking pass that mental boundary and start hearing what they're saying. Like, I'm learning.
Did you give Kalashnikov some beats?
Yeah, I recently just gave him like 4 or 5 joints from we're the Haitian Superheroes production.
Okay.
So that's me, Wyclef, and Red Spider. So we sent him like some some tracks that he goes. Cause I did research on him to see his style and stuff like that. So then I sent him some tracks. So we'll see how they turn out. They should be out like this week, or we might debut it today on Tim Westwood. I don't know. Because, he's like a legend to a lot of UK cats out there. But thank God for Twitter, because that's the only way I can learn from the fans. The fans are letting me know who I should mess with. So everybody on Twitter, keep it coming. I'm learning every day, and
Yeah.
it's helping me, and then I'll see what I could do to help everybody out there. Everybody needs that doorway. 'Cause nobody wants to get stuck in one location.
Now you've got a reputation for spotting talent and making mixtapes with them. Who is your eye on? Who is your next mixtape gonna be, kind of thing?
Well, so as far as UK or anybody?
Anyone, like who's like your number one joint at the moment?
Right now, like coming out of the corner is a certain individual called Tech9, and he's been like in the game for like 4 or 5 years, but he makes millions a year with no promo.
Wow.
From anything. So he has his own fan base, and I'm finally working with him, and then we did a record where it's him, producer Dr. Dre, and producer Travis Barker. So it's gonna be like,
wow, crazy
mentality of like chaos that's gonna happen in America, like on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And then
how about over here? Who else do you like apart from the guys we've kind of discussed?
I mean, I'm definitely doing Gigs mixtape. I'm doing Skepta's, and Tiny was a mixtape I did in like, because I couldn't believe he sent me all those joints. I was like, yo, is he crazy?
Yeah.
He sent me those joints real quick. He did one exclusive for me, but I think he sent like all the joints to all the DJs in America. But I took advantage of the situation where these dumb DJs in America is fucking stupid. They don't know what the fuck is going on. So I did that literally as soon as I got that file, and then I put it up like literally like 8 hours later.
Wow.
But the UK is just attacking America slowly but surely. I mean, you know, we're a little bit more like coming out the box now as far as with tracks and stuff like that. And the UK, I guess the beats out here is really coming out the box. And if you could rock those beats, then you can rock any beat.
Yeah. Wow, words of wisdom. Well, thank you very much for joining us here on SBTV. I'll leave you to try and not to get kidnapped this time around.
Okay. I told you that story. I really never told nobody that story.
I know, man. Thanks for sharing. And I think I might watch my back now as well. So.
Nah, it's over. I'm like,
you never know.
I'm gonna get kidnapped by girls now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of the London moisture out there, all you urethras and esophaguses and fallopian tubes will be examined by Dr. Who.
Well, on that rather saucy note, I'll see you next time. Thank you, sir.
Dr. Who, baby.